Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of comet lore, while Spike nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as some pony gently rapping at the balcony door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at the balcony door, "only this, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately owl of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my balcony door, perched upon a bust of Celestia just above my balcony door, perched and sat, and nothing more. "Aloysius," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil. By that heaven that bends above us, by the Celestia we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden if, within the distant Canterlot, I shall podcast with a sainted co-host, whom the angels name J. Podcast with a rare and radiant co-host, whom the angels name J." Quoth the owl, "Who?"
That was delightful.
Delightful.
I
Yes.
completely messed up all of the meter and the rhymes, but
Yes.
you solved it.
I did the best I could. I
No.
don't read poetry that much.
This is a fun one to read out loud because it has the meter and the rhyming. So if you mess that up, then
Yes.
it's I think it's probably better that you did this because I have enough of it memorized that I would have accidentally missed one of the line changes.
I mean, you probably would have kept the original rhythm, I guess. I don't remember the original rhythm, so I
that's
just
fine.
made it up as I went along. Anyway, this is a podcast about toy media franchises, 2000s nostalgia, and whatever else we want to talk about. And this week we're back to talk about My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, Season 1, Episodes 23 and 24. Quoth the Raven no more.
Nevermore.
Damn, okay.
So Season 1, Episode 23 is called Cutie Mark Chronicles. This was released April 15, 2011, directed by Jason Thiessen with James Wooten as co-director, written by M.A. Larson, animation by DHX Media and Top Draw Animation, art direction by Rid Sorensen, music by William Anderson, and an original song by Daniel Ingram.
Yes. Cutie Mark Chronicles. So in this, the Cutie Mark Crusaders decide to ask the main six how they got their cutie marks. And Applejack decided to move to Manhattan, that's part of her story, but was unhappy there. And one morning she saw a rainbow that pointed back to Ponyville and followed it home to work on the family farm. And with apples, yep. Fluttershy was accidentally knocked out of Clydesdale by Rainbow Dash, who was racing, and Fluttershy fell to the ground but was saved by a kaleidoscope of butterflies. Yes, that's what you call a swarm of butterflies. And,
Yep.
Is it? Or
I had to look it up. Apparently that's what all of the top Google results were giving me, which who knows if that's accurate.
Okay, well, an explosion scares a bunch of animals into hiding, and Fluttershy is able to calm them, discovering her love of animals. And Rarity was designing outfits for a school show, but felt like something was missing. And her horns started glowing and dragged her far away from Ponyville to a giant rock. An explosion caused the rock to split open, revealing gems, which Rarity used for the outfits, making it better, I guess.
Sparklier.
Yeah.
Any good drag queen knows that you gotta stone the outfit a little bit.
Yeah. Twilight Sparkle was having trouble with the entrance exams for Celestia's magic school. An explosion startled her, and she let off some powerful magic, revealing her true talent for it, and birthing Spike at the same time. Pinkie Pie grew up on a dreary rock farm outside of Ponyville, and one day she heard an explosion and saw a rainbow, experiencing joy for the first time. And to share that joy with her family, she decided to throw them a surprise party, discovering her love of parties in the process. And Rainbow Dash got her cutie mark during the aforementioned race, when she performed a sonic rainboom for the first time. And in telling their stories, the main six realized that Rainbow Dash's sonic rainboom is the reason each of them got their cutie marks, Which interesting that they remembered that here and not the Sonic Rainboom episode.
Yep.
I mean, memory is a tricky thing.
Yeah, I guess they just hadn't really put it all together that that's what was going on. Um,
I
yeah,
guess
this is an interesting structured episode. I'm not always a fan of flashbacks, but they work really well as they're implemented here, where we're getting each story, and then you're kind of realizing as the stories go on that they're all connected in this way. I knew immediately when Rainbow Dash said, "Oh, I saw a rainbow," or no, when Applejack said, "Oh, I saw a rainbow pointing back to Ponyville." I was like, "Oh, that's Rainbow Dash, isn't it?" And then when we got to the second story, and it's like, "Oh, Rainbow Dash was doing this race," and I was like, "Oh, yep, they're all gonna connect back to that one thing." But it was still fun to like see how it all connected back together.
Yeah, yeah. This like events of this episode were hinted in earlier episodes. Remember Dash
Yeah,
mentioning that she got her cutie mark in this race, and also that she had her Sonic Rainboom in a big race. Other
yeah,
characters mentioned similar things. Um, yeah, no, just a little foreshadow here and there.
yeah, yeah,
I like this episode. I like seeing how the different characters got their cutie marks and seeing the different connections between them. Some of them have backstories that you wouldn't think of.
yeah. I think Pinkie Pie's backstory is the most interesting because of how distinct it is, and just the way it develops. Where it's like, oh, she's on this rock farm with these strict parents, or at least they seem strict. Though by the end of it, you're like, oh, maybe they actually aren't. Um, and then she experiences color and joy for the first time, and then throws this big surprise party, and you're like, oh, are the parents aren't gonna like this, are they? But then no, they actually do, and it's very very sweet.
Hmm. Yes. Yep. And Pinky, she's the colorful one of her family.
Yeah.
Uh, she has. We learn that she has two other sisters,
Yep.
at least two other sisters that we see. I think the names are Marble and Limestone.
Yeah, because her parents call her by a different name than Pinkie Pie.
Yes, Pinky Mina Diane Pie is her full name.
Okay.
Pinky is short of that. Yes, and Pinky's old hairstyle was just straighten out hair.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, lots of fun stuff. It's a fun joke, but it's also pretty interesting to see why Pinkie Pie is so crazy because she just
Yeah.
wants to experience the joy that she experienced. And
Yeah.
good on her parents for letting joy happen for the party instead
Yeah.
of
No, it
what you would
was.
expect, like Weird Al's dad, um, breaking his accordion.
uh,
Yep.
yeah, I was thinking of one of my favorite recent animated films, Memoir of a Snail, which in that one of the characters ends up on an apple farm that is very strict, run by this like very strict family, and yeah, things do not end as well in that one as they do here. um there's a review I love of that, which this is a complete tangent, but I just love this review so much, of Memoir of a Snail, which is, let me find it here, a little miserable but still quite lovely.
Yeah.
Which is that is very true if you have seen that film. But yeah,
Hmm.
anyway, no, Pinkie Pie had an interesting origin story. Applejack, I think, also has a good one. Um, of just like, oh, she's this country girl who decides to go to the big city to see if she likes it there, and then doesn't really like it there. It seems like her aunt and uncle are sort of high society, a little snooty.
They're oranges. Yeah.
Yep.
Oranges in Manhattan.
Oranges.
Yeah.
Isn't
That
that just like apples and oranges?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. No, their family's oranges, but why are there oranges in Manhattan? That's more of a Florida thing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just the apples and oranges joke. I
Yeah,
was surprised
yeah,
there wasn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
a mayor in. I guess maybe there was a mayor in Manhattan joke. Yeah, I don't know. I grew up in a city, so I'm more of a city person than a country person.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, the city there is very different. It's more of a high, snooty city
Yeah, yeah.
compared to her farm life, where in the flashback all we see is Granny Smith and Big Mac. We don't see Apple Bloom, or
No, well, Bloom potentially not born yet. Though, where are Applejack's parents?
that's a question that did not go unnoticed.
Of course it didn't. Nothing
Yep,
goes unnoticed.
yep, yep. Maybe she's just like sleeping in the barn. She'd be very young.
Yep.
Yeah, yep.
Oh yeah, we're
Rarity,
seeing. Oh yeah,
yeah,
Rarity.
Rarity. She went on a rock journey with her horn pulling her. Yeah, I'd mentioned this in her other episode with Diamond Dogs, where I noticed that her horn was like pulling her towards the diamonds, and I
Yeah,
immediately thought of this episode. It's like, oh, that was foreshadowing for this episode, where her horn will just drag her to big old geodes where the gems are.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was interesting to see that power manifest for the first time. Yeah, you also put here Twilight, who I had mentioned a few episodes ago that like it's weird that we haven't seen any parental characters here, but now we are actually getting parental characters with her mom and dad showing up.
yeah. Her mom and dad show up. Here we see that Twilight was very much inspired by Celestia at the Summer Sun celebration.
Yeah,
She was like, "Oh, magic's cool. Let me learn that." And so I guess that's how she became a very studious person, reading all the books.
yeah,
And then she struggled at the exam, but after, the big explosion, she just released all that magical energy, turning her parents into inanimate objects, uh, having Spike pop out of an egg, and also growing big, stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. Some powerful magic, I guess, given what
Yeah,
we've seen.
yep, took Celestia's notice. She immediately gets promoted to be her number one protege. So, very interesting there. There was a theory about the exam. And the theory of the exam is that the exam itself is not to see whether or not the pony can hatch the egg, but it's to see how they respond to failure to hatch the egg.
Okay,
And the
that it
reason,
definitely felt like a test, like not a straightforward test.
mhm, yeah, nothing is confirmed, of course, but
Yeah,
we don't see other ponies like walking around with baby dragons that they supposedly had. It's just Twilight, and
yeah,
I guess Twilight raised Spike and is kind of Spike's mom or sister or something.
yeah. Has some sort of parental, or maybe not parental, but yeah, so some deeper relationship or connection with him.
Yeah, yeah. Fluttershy, she falls off from the sky, lands in some butterflies, manages not to kill them.
Yep.
She speaks
Well,
the animals.
that's why butterflies are terrifying, John. Because what they do is they swarm together, they pick you up, they take you up real high, and then they drop you.
Yeah, I
That's why
mean,
you got to be careful around butterflies.
I've not had that experience with them. I think that's just you.
Well, if you had that experience, you wouldn't be around, John, because they would have dropped you from really high up.
I mean, disagree to disagree. You know.
Disagree to disagree. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Now, of course, Rainbow did her classic race, blew
Yeah.
up, got her cutie mark. They all got their cutie mark, and then the Scootaloo and the CMC didn't get the point. Um, that
Yep.
it's all discovering who you are and realizing stuff like that, and yep, they just continue to move on.
Yeah, onto sort of the visuals here. I think Manhattan is a cool location. I kind of hope we get to see more of it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, you got a pun in the
Yeah.
name. You get to see horse themed versions of like the city buildings, like the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
It seemed like I don't know, kind of a 30s Manhattan style.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. older,
Yeah,
which I
a little
think
bit
makes
older.
sense with the aesthetics of the show in general.
I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
That it's like it's fantasy Manhattan, which means that it's like
Hmm.
it's not modern Manhattan, and it's
Yeah.
not like 60s Manhattan.
Pinkie Pie was there for the founding of Equestria.
Yes, apparently.
Yep.
Also
We never got to
invented
learn her Cutie
partying.
Mark story. Unfortunately. We'll have to wait for that one, I guess.
Yep.
Pinkie Pie just shows up into the wagon out of nowhere. She I don't know. She's the odd one. She
Yep.
manifests out of thin air, a
Uh,
menace to society. On to some animation errors. The first one is in the race, which I noticed a couple of these errors, but yeah, here's the one where it's like up front. So yeah, we're in the clouds. It's a race. Is there something wrong with this picture here?
I mean, I assume so. I don't know if I'm gonna catch on. Oh, we have a pony without wings.
Yes, yes. A pony without wings. Yeah, some of the crowd ponies were not Pegasi there, so they were just putting all their children assets out there, not giving them wings. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Yep.
Yep. The second one, Pinkie Pie gets her cutie mark before she gets her cutie mark in this scene, very
Oh
briefly.
yeah. Huh.
That or
Interesting.
something else. I assume that's what's wrong with this image.
Yeah, performances we have okay, so who's playing the younger versions of, is it just the same voice actors doing the younger versions?
I would assume so, yes.
Okay.
Did they sound different?
Not particularly. I was just curious about that.
Yeah. We have Terry Klassen voicing. Uh, I guess Pinky's dad is Igneous Rock. Yeah, I don't think we hear the mom or
No,
something,
I don't know. I don't know that we
unless it's
do.
crystal clear. Or we got weird names. We have playwrights. We got Aunt Orange, Cloudy Courts, Caesar, Caesar. Okay,
Like Julius or like
Hell
Little?
Caesar, I guess. Pizza, pizza. You know, something.
There was a parade that I saw recently, and there was a person in a Little Caesars outfit, like dressed up as the mascot. And
Hmm.
for some reason, the thing that went through my head was the line from Mad Max Fury Road, which is in that one. It's there's the people leader himself, except instead it was there's the Little Caesar himself as he's floated by on this parade.
Yep, we had a
No,
song in this
very
one.
very serious. We did have a song. It was a song.
Fluttershy singing how much she likes things.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little bit more musical esque than the Pink Jinkles, which is
Yeah.
fun and short.
Yeah, I think I need to start paying more attention to the music. I think it's been bouncing off me more
Yeah,
than it was before.
songs should be an event, Jay. When they happen, you should be like, "Oh, a song. Let me pay attention."
I didn't even think to pay attention for this one.
What a shame.
So what illusions and other things do we have here?
Yeah, allusions via the Pony Wiki. Princess Celestia's School for Gifted Unicorns is similarly named to X-Men's Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters in Marvel Comics. I mean, magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. The orange family's name is a reference to the phrase apples and oranges, a comparison of two very different things, much like how Applejack does not appreciate the orange family's very different lifestyle, eating no food at all, just tiny portions, yes. The positioning of the sun over the rock that Rarity was led to in the episode is similar to the positioning of the sun over the monolith in 2001: A Space Odyssey. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That
Have you
is a
seen?
movie that
Oh,
I haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey.
yeah, that's right. I'm
I
the
will
only
at
one
some
who.
point.
He's able to sit down through that long, slow thing. Yeah.
I'll get to it eventually. I'm sure I can sit through it. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Eventually. On to IMDb trivia. Although Friendship is Magic is not officially canon with previous incarnations of My Little Pony cartoons, Twilight Sparkle's mother closely resembles the unicorn Twilight from the first generation of the television show. So yeah, the
oh,
first episode.
interesting.
We see
Huh.
her main color is the same with white and purple.
Yeah, and
Uh,
similar cutie mark.
Similar Cutie Mark. Although her skin is gray instead of that whatever you call
Pinkish.
that color. Pinkish grayish. Yeah.
There's probably a specific shade name for that, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Friendship report. The main six learned everyone has a special connection with their friends long before they meet. Do we have any?
I don't
I
know
don't-
that we do. I mean, it's possible our families knew some of the same people because the world
Sure.
tends to be pretty small, but yeah, I don't think we had any. I don't think we saw the same rainbow.
No. I mean, there have been coincidences like that I've experienced.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
if there were any in our friend group.
I have
I,
some with like college friends
oh
of like
yeah,
people
yeah,
that I've known in
yeah.
common with them.
I know that there was one year for BronyCon where they had to share their convention venue with a Rubik's Cube convention.
Oh, okay.
And so I went to the BronyCon, and my roommate at the time, his brother, went to the Rubik's Cube convention, and we didn't know this at all. And so I was talking to my roommate about this, what's going on. It's like, oh, yeah, my brother went to the Rubik's Cube convention. He was saying something like that. And it's like, oh, that's pretty neat.
Oh,
Small world. One of the
yeah.
Phillies Rarity designs a costume for appears to be a young Chira Lee, the school teacher. She's
Yep.
the one dressed
Thought
in
I recognized.
something there.
Yep.
The one on the left could be Berry Punch, the drunkard who drinks the
Yeah,
fruit
yeah.
punch. The one on the right could be, you don't know this person, could be Colgate, Minuet.
Okay.
We named her Colgate because her hair looked like toothpaste. Yeah, Derpy Hooves, the fan favorite pony, can be seen in the audience traveling back in time in Twilight's flashback.
Yep.
Yep. Lastly, the egg Spike hatches out of is purple with darker purple spots. But in Friendship is Magic Part 1, he says his egg was purple and green. And they're. Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter, but it might be because Spike was not aware of it, or maybe just the writers just didn't care.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the kind of detail that's not too important to get correct, I would say.
yeah, no. Before we move on to the next episode, we wanted to take a moment to tell you about where you can find us. We're Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram and Tumblr, Binging Barbie on Blue Sky and Serialized, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a 5-star review and go join our Patreon at patreon.com/Binging Barbie Podcast.
So, season 1, episode 24 is titled Owl's Well That Ends Well. And this was released April 22nd, 2011, directed same production staff, but this time written by Cindy Morrow.
Yes. And as the story goes, one night while Twilight is up late doing work, an owl comes into the library window, and Twilight names him Aloysius and decides to bring the owl on as an assistant to help while Spike is sleeping at night. The next morning, Spike wakes up late to find that all of his morning chores have been done, and he starts to worry that Aloysius is trying to replace him as Twilight Sparkle's #1 assistant. And Spike tries to frame Aloysius for killing a mouse, but Twilight Sparkle finds out. And she also discovers that Spike has accidentally burned one of her books and lied about it. And she tells Spike that she is disappointed in him. Feeling rejected, Spike runs off into the Everfree Forest where he finds a cave full of gems. And he starts eating but is caught by a dragon who had been hoarding the gems. And Aloysius shows up and distracts the dragon while Spike runs away. And once they are safe, Twilight Sparkle explains that Aloysius isn't a replacement for Spike, and that she still considers Spike her #1 assistant. Did you have to put Aloysius so much?
Yep.
You really wanted me to say Aloysius so many times.
It's an odd name, and like they add the owl to the front of it. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's an interesting. It makes sense, but yeah, yeah. This is sort of this classic jealousy story that we see in kids media a lot. I think because kids often do have that anxiety about like if they get a suddenly a new sibling or something that, oh no, are my parents gonna not care about me as much?
Are they gonna replace me?
Yeah.
Which, since Spike is he's a kind of Twilight's kid, um, kid
Kid slash
manslave,
yeah,
you
executive
know?
assistant.
Yep.
His role brings up a lot of questions about child labor in Equestria.
He's a dragon. He has no rights.
He has no rights. Probably not. Uh,
Probably not. But yeah, this is a Spike episode.
yeah, which we
Yeah.
haven't really gotten yet.
No.
At least not
Yeah.
without it being couched within like other characters also having perspectives.
Yeah, the one that you could somewhat say is maybe the rarity one with the Diamond Dogs, but that's more a rarity episode than the Spike episode.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. We're
here's the
seeing
first
Spike.
Spike episode.
Yeah, we're seeing that he's like he is very much a baby dragon, even though he is doing work, has a job.
Yeah,
Um, he's
forced
not
manual
super
labor,
emotionally
retrieving
mature.
library books. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He's not very emotionally mature, which makes sense because he is a child.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. You get to see this aspect of him more in Spike episodes, which
okay,
Spike episodes are usually not people's favorite ones.
okay.
There are other reasons for that, which I'm sure we'll find out once we get to those episodes.
Yeah, yeah,
But this one, I think, is fine.
yeah, yeah. I think one of the big takeaways here is that Twilight Sparkle does need to be more aware of Spike's emotions.
Everyone else is. The main
Yeah,
six, like, they clock Spike immediately. They
yeah.
realize what's going on, and they tell Twilight, "Hey, yay, Spike is probably feeling jealous because of this." And Twilight's like, "What? Nah, you're crazy, fam." And And then, next thing she knows, Spike is trying to frame Aloysius for murder. I mean,
Yeah. But he's an owl. Like, why? I don't know. Owls eat mice. Why is that a problem?
I mean, it's a problem for these ponies because they don't eat mice.
uh, yeah, Aloysius here is, I think, very cute. A fun addition. I'm glad that it seems like he will be coming back at some
Yes,
point.
Twilight's official pet owl.
Okay, I like owls.
Yes, owls are cool. They're goofy too. They're like
Yeah.
scary cats.
I mean, depending on the cat, they could be quite intimidating. But
Sure. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
flying cats. I
Yeah.
like
Flying
owls.
cats. I mean, we had this scene where Spike tries to frame Aloysius for murder using ketchup, pretending it's blood. Which, I mean, they were able to go a little far in that one here.
Yup.
Yep. And then Twilight is able to track Spike down because of his red footsteps that still catch up, and that's got to be some really good catch up that it lasts that long and is
Yeah.
able to make a trail all the way through the forest hours later.
Or he just used such an insane amount. But yeah, no, that is definitely a thing.
Definitely a thing. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, I'm
Rarity.
distracted. I'm looking up different types of owls to see if I have a favorite type of owl.
Mm-hmm. Rarity made the same bow tie twice.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like that's her go-to design, which makes
Yeah.
sense because she's a fan of gems. So of course her
Maybe,
bow ties would be just
maybe
bow
she had
ties made of gems.
leftovers and was just like trying to
Yeah,
pawn it off as like some great gift.
which is like
Yeah.
in keeping with her character.
Yeah, we start out the episode by seeing a meteor shower, We got to
Yeah.
see the CMC with the main six all hanging out.
Yeah, I like meteor showers as like, or like
Hmm.
going to see the stars.
Yeah,
That's always a fun.
yeah. I don't know if you're aware of this, but are you aware Scootaloo and Rainbow Dash are not related?
Okay, I was assuming so because it hadn't been established yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
know
it
that
is weird that
we've seen them
Scootaloo is
hung
like
out a
not.
couple times, but it's never been established what their relationship actually is.
Yeah, yeah. I think because the relationship with the others was so clearly established that I kind of figured that that was the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's not much else going on character wise. Spike feels insecure. He's
Yep.
jealous, mad at the owl, has banter with the owl, doesn't understand that owls say who.
that's that's a fun joke. I wish the writing was like a little bit more clever around that because you can write some very fun jokes with that. But I
Sure.
guess that is also a genre that has been well explored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Twilight needs to give Spike a break. Needs to get like a longer ladder because the ladder that they have in the library is a hazard.
Yeah. Yeah, that yeah. You when you have to step on the books to get to the top of the ladder, it's or to get to the top shelf. I guess since Spike is a baby how do ponies use ladders?
With their hooves.
I guess. I guess.
Yeah, yeah. How do ponies do anything? They got
Good,
magical
good point.
hooves. They must have
Oh,
pockets somewhere.
uh,
Yeah, Spike punches the spikes the punch.
the spiked punch. I was surprised that they got away with that joke because
They've
it's
gotten
not.
away with a couple things in this episode that's pretty that's kind of clever, but not really.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I like Spike dressing up as like the old timey serial villain with the
Sure.
hat and the cape. That was
Yeah.
fun. I wish he had tied someone to a train track.
That's a little too far, Jay. He already murdered a mouse.
Well, a toy mouse, but yes,
Same thing.
a
It's
toy
so
mouse that has the
lifelike,
same
Jay.
colors as him.
It's so lifelike, Jay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm not
On
getting the
to
visuals.
yeah,
Yeah,
visual
I
errors.
like the purple skies. That's always nice. But
Yeah,
yeah, in terms of
the
errors,
opening with the comet shower. I like the lighting of the nighttime there.
yeah,
It was pretty fun. First error. I think these two images that I have are part of the same thing. The first shot is from the front. We see this order of the ponies. The next shot, the order is different. Rarity is yeah. Rarity and Pinkie
yeah,
Pie
yeah,
got switched up. So did like Fluttershy and Rainbow. So little little bit of continuity. Spike is not sitting on Rarity there. Sorry, on Twilight there. He's missing.
yeah, yeah. He has disappeared, and he's not yet in the punch bowl either.
No, no. He ascended into the stars. Also, that telescope is on the wrong side.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's that for that.
Oh, yeah. Any
Yeah.
performances to point out?
Scott McNeil is Davenport and Reginald. Who's
Are those
Reginald?
dragons?
Is
Is one of those the
Dragons the
dragon?
Reginald? Maybe.
That would be
Davenport,
my guess.
I think, is the Quill. The so fun
Oh,
quills
okay, yeah. Weird
one.
thing to theme a shop around, but I don't
Hmm,
know. I think that may be a reference to something.
maybe. Apple Bloom did not have a line, but the other did. The other ones did.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep, same cast. Same cast. I'm gonna read out the cast names: Tara Strong, Ashley Ball, Andrew Libman, Sabata Tate Jermaine, Kathy Westluck, Madeline Peters, and Claire Corlett, and Scott McNeil. That's who's in this episode.
yeah. Shorter cast list than usual.
I mean, it's just about the right size. is normal.
Okay. I think the last one had
The last one had a lot
but the
more.
last one had more characters as well. Yeah.
Yeah. No
Anything with
song
the
in this
sound?
one. No, nothing. No sound here.
It's a silent episode.
Yes.
Been watching through Alfred Hitchcock's early silent films, and those are interesting.
Yeah. Onto illusions via the Pony Wiki. The title is a play on the phrase "all's well that ends well," but it's an owl. When Spike falls asleep in the punch bowl, Pink Pie says, "And now the punch has been spiked." A play on spiking the punch, which means adding alcohol to the punch. Yes. Uh, okay. Pinkie Pie giving Spike other things that start with Q other than Quill is a play on a similar scene between Harpo and Chico Marx in the 1930 film Animal Crackers. That was a fun scene. I don't know
Yeah.
why Pinkie Pie has all those Q things in her shop, but she has a live Quill in there. Why? I don't know.
Why not?
Why not? Yes. When Twilight's writing down about it, when Twilight's writing down about comets, her description nearly fits the first line of Calvin J. Hamilton's comet introduction. I think they just copy and pasted that definition.
Okay, yeah. No, okay, here's another thing with the illusions, because we had this issue last time around where, because they have the spiked punch joke, which I would say is like, that's not really an illusion, that's just a joke. And then they've done the research to find this animal crackers joke. But then what about Spike's evil villain costume? I want to hear what that's originally from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Again, this is not a professionally made
Oh
illusions.
no,
It's
yeah,
via
yeah,
it's a pony wiki made by fans. All our stuff is
yeah. It's just
in
that,
contention.
that they had the wherewithal to find the original source of this one joke that's from the 1930s, but then they didn't also do that for the villain outfit. Is
Maybe they just thought that was a given.
but the spiking the punch is, I would say, even more of a given.
I mean, maybe not as much.
Just falls into the wrong side of both things. It's neither
Yeah,
obvious enough nor obscure enough to be worth pointing out.
yeah. It's just like, oh yeah, that's normal cartoon antics. On to IMDb trivia. Friendship reports. Spike learned how much lying and jealousy can affect friendship, and how much love can be shared with anyone. Did he learn the love part? Maybe. I don't know. This is the first time someone other than Twilight composes a friendship report. In this case, Spike. I mean, technically, what Rarity did the one time. I
I think
mean,
so, yeah.
yeah. I mean, Spike is actually writing a letter. The other one was in person. So yeah, technically. One of the objects Pinkie Pie gives Spike is a quince, I don't know, a variety of prickly pear that is ironically poisonous to equines. Oh,
Oh, interesting.
oh, why do you have that, Pinky? Are you trying to
Good.
canonize that fanfic? Anyway, Derpy does not make an appearance in this episode.
Yeah, so I had a brief, before we finish up here, I had a brief cultural anthropology corner, because we talked a bit about, when the first Cutie Mark Crusaders episode, we talked a bit about how those fit into customization in terms of fan creations, and how having like the cutie mark is the sign of identity, that you can make your OC and put the cutie mark on, and that can be a mark of identity. So I did just want to briefly touch back on that, of like, why is this show as popular as it is? I think the ability to make your own character, beyond just the cutie mark, the simplicity of the designs with all of the little things you can customize, I think that has a part in that.
Yeah, yeah. While also giving your character a backstory on how they got those cutie mark.
Yeah, there's a bit of storytelling there as well. So yeah, that's very brief, but that's what I had to say.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Well, in that case, thank you everyone for listening, and of course, make sure to follow us on your podcast platform of choice. That word always tricks me up. And on our social media platforms. We'll be back next week to talk about the final episodes of season 1, 25 and
Yeah.
26.
Yeah, and we're also in the
Yeah.
middle of our bonus series on Toy Story.
Toy
I
Story.
believe we're still in the middle of that. Maybe we aren't.
Watch it if it's out.
Yeah.
Don't watch it if it's not out, but look for it. I guess either one.
Yep. Bye, ponies.
Bye, ponies.